Let's talk about the Voidsea. So, why do I think that the Voidsea is the most important part of Deepwoken? Or rather, the biggest update that Deepwoken will have yet. It pretty much speaks for itself in the word, the Void Sea. A sea of endless nothing. But, in Deepwoken's case, it could be the sea of endless possibilities. Now hear me out. You're thinking, what the hell am I talking about, right? But listen, what else can you fill an endless stretch of literal nothing with, other than an endless amount of something? And that something is all that Deepwoken needs to do. They just sprinkle some content into the Voidsea, and it easily becomes one of the most memorable places in Deepwoken. For example, what would you say is the best time you had playing Deepwoken, right? It's probably something like winning a gank for the first time, getting that one really rare legendary weapon, or just playing the game with some friends, goofing around for the first time, exploring some new islands, right? And notice how I put that at the end because it is the most important. Sure, you may have been a hardcore Chime veteran and the best thing you ever did in Deepwoken was hitting Grandmaster. But for most casual people and most people in general, they play Deepwoken for the world building and immersion that not many other multiplayer games, even off of the Roblox platform, can pull off. But before we get into that, take a look at this clip. Does something look off about it? Yeah, that's not a coincidence. That's because I was playing at 200 ping. However, I actually have a solution, and that solution is Gear Up. Thanks to this, with one click you can get superb performance. And yeah, plenty of creators already use it, like Akamatsu, Supa, and Nogo, so you know it's the real deal. And just like that, it's already done and I'm ready to go. All I gotta do now is just restart my game. And yeah, the results speak for themselves. Gear Up also has anti-packet loss, which is a new feature of Gear Up 2.0, which means that you will never lose packets and no more spiking at all. If you want to try it out, Gear Up is completely free to download, which will be linked in the description and in the pinned comment. And as a fun challenge, why not comment below what the lowest ping you got with Gear Up was? And I'll go ahead and respond to you what I got. Anyways, damn, what was I saying? Oh, so basically, the Voidsea is the perfect canvas for Deepwoken. Think infinite islands that are fully explorable and have new and rare loot, just like the Dark Sea in Arcane Odyssey. I'm sure you've heard of that before. And yeah, you can make the argument that it gets boring in Arcane Odyssey, but I think the main reason for that is because the Arcane Odyssey combat is kind of, I don't want to say it's comparable to Blox Fruits, but it's definitely not on the level of Deepwoken, right? I think you can understand what I mean. But Deepwoken, Deepwoken has the option for more, refined combat, right? So they can do something like Voidsea Expeditions, something like what Auga said with the Void Tower, but instead of in a tower, it takes place in the entire Void Sea, right? You start sailing to some Void Sea island and boom, the sea changes entirely. All of a sudden, the water is as thick as oil and there's monsters trying to climb on your boat or something. Crazy storms and waves or whatever. And then something, boom, comes out of the water like a giant serpent or something. Something insane that would require a lot of people and a very good boat. Or another idea I had was more hidden content like Boatman's Wash, right? But islands that aren't stationary, they don't stay in the same place, they sink and rise with the waves, right? So the idea is that they could be hidden anywhere on the map at any time in the Voidsea. And the location would pretty much change daily. I'm getting a bit off track, but you get the idea. There is plenty of ideas that Deepwoken could implement into the Voidsea. And I believe that the thing we need more of in Deepwoken is sea and overworld content, more than anything, right? They recently dropped some secret hive changes, and I really, really hope that we get to see more changes to the hive and overworld whenever Conquest drops, right? The majority of criticism right now for the game comes from the amount of time it has taken for updates to come out. But I'm trying to hold off for a little while so I can actually criticize the update when it drops. Because the way I see it, for the future, if Deepwoken doesn't continue to make good updates, not even talking about just Conquest in general, we will definitely notice it first with the effort put into the overworld content, right? And personally, I won't stand for Deepwoken going downhill. There is too much effort put into this game, and the people that have been working on it for years, even if they're not working on it anymore, just to see it in such a sorry state, if it does get to that point, I think that'll be a waste, and I don't think they're gonna do that. I think they have a plan up their sleeves. I really, really hope they do, at least. You know, I actually wanted to make this video because I just watched Eclipse's new video where he went ahead and he fought Primadon, and I thought it was really funny just watching a new player or someone who hasn't, like, who isn't getting carried actually try and play the game, because it really just reminded me of how I played the game, essentially, right? I kind of didn't really have anyone to play the game with, and I just went through it blind, and that's pretty much what he did. And I think that's the best part of Deepwoken. And I'm not saying that you have to play solo, I'm not saying that you have to play blind, I'm not saying that it has to be a crazy experience for you. But for me, and a lot of people, I think that the start of Deepwoken, just learning everything, not even really just exploring stuff, but like learning how to fight monsters, learning how to fight mobs for the first time. That's just really what was the best part of Deepwoken. And I really hope that they continue to keep doing that, because there's just something kind of like magical about it, right? Anyways, I feel like I've rambled on for too long. Thank you to my members. We actually have 5 this time. That's crazy. Thank you to Kit. Thank you to Mint Blue Soap. Thank you to Jim, thank you to Retroverser, and thank you to Ethan Redon. If they keep increasing like this, I might not be able to list every single one of them off. So, anyways, thank you guys for watching and have a good one.